My name's Nelson, Mike Nelson. 50 weeks in the year, I'm a professional skin diver. The other 2, I take a vacation. How do I spend it? Skin diving, of course. Where? Well, this year I picked Nassau in the Bahamas. But there was no sense trying to explore everything in one day. I had 2 wonderful weeks for that. And then there was a lot to see above water, too. I'd go to my room, take a shower, and then explore Nassau topside. This vacation was going to be spent just the way I wanted. For once, no one was going to tell me what to do.
Mike Nelson?
Yeah?
All right, Vince.
My vacation was over. And maybe my career as a skin diver, too. My visitors meant no harm, except to my vacation plans. Vincent Rica and Nancy Stewart were here in Nassau on orders from the United States Secret Service to find something that had only been lost since World War II.
Those days, the Nazis were pretty active down around here. They operated out of a little country called San Carlos. You know it?
Oh, yeah.
Well, they paid off their stooges in counterfeit American dollars. Only the last payroll plane never made it. It crashed off the coast, somewhere inside the 3-mile limit.
With $2 million worth of these on board.
2 million?
You can't tell in here, but under a special light, you can see the salt water stains.
Well, then this means that they've already found them, huh?
Yeah, but only 11 of these have turned up. So chances are we can probably get most of the 2 million back.
Why doesn't Washington ask San Carlos to get them back?
They did. San Carlos promised to find the wreck and catch the salvages. They didn't. It's our move now. We're on our own, unofficially, Mike. What do you say?
What do I say?
Can do?
Well, no. In the first place, I'll need all my equipment and...
You've got it.
I have?
The Coast Guard's got your own boat standing by at Prince George Dock right now.
Oh, you were pretty fast, don't you?
And Nancy here will be a lot of help to you.
What do you mean, she's gonna go with me?
I'm a qualified diver, Mike.
I don't know. I think it's a good idea.
And look, where you're going, they speak Spanish, right? I speak Spanish.
She's also a very good cook.
You are? Okay, it's a deal. Always hate doing my own cooking. It's only a short run from Nassau to San Carlos. But it was long enough for us to work up a fairly convincing story about why we wanted to explore the offshore waters. They happened to be happy hunting grounds for dolphins. We decided to represent ourselves as marine biologists, and I won the honor of selling that idea to Senor Arturo Mendez, the San Carlos Minister of Marine. Senor Mendez seemed to do pretty well for himself. 5 minutes' talk with His Excellency explained how he did it, not just through charm. He had judgment, too, such as, well, he knew when to apply pressure and where.
Nothing would please me more, senor, than to have you study the dolphins of San Carlos. Only some of my fellow citizens might object.
I don't understand why.
What makes men do anything? Love and fear. Love of money, fear of losing it. Your researches might cost our fishermen a catch or two. Life is hard for them, senor.
I see.
Indeed, without the emergency fund maintained by this ministry, many of them would starve. Regrettably, the fund is depleted now. Until it is replenished, there is nothing I can do.
Oh, thanks, just the same.
When it is replenished, senor, your request will present no difficulties.
Oh, I wonder, senor, this fund of yours,
It is not mine, senor. I am merely the administrator.
well, does the fund accept contributions from private individuals?
In what amounts?
Oh, say, $500?
I have no choice, senor, but to accept such a contribution on behalf of the fund.
Make this up to you, senor, as administrator.
Please. The fishermen of San Carlos thank you, senor. May good fortune attend your research. You will have your permits within the hour.
The coastline of San Carlos is only 53 miles long, and we were able to rule out the inshore fishing grounds in advance. Had the plane come down there, by now some trawler would have snagged the wreckage in its drag lines. That left a relatively small area for searching, and with an underwater TV camera to sweep the ocean floor for us, it didn't look like too rough a job. But for quite a while, all that came up was sun-dappled pictures of ocean floor. Then we spotted something a lot more interesting. Just what, we couldn't be sure.
Do you think we found it?
I don't know. Maybe. Tell you in a few minutes.
Hey, aren't you gonna let me help?
Yeah, sure. I haven't tasted any of that cooking of yours yet. Bake a cake.
See you on TV.
Nancy saw me on TV, all right. But what did I see? A coral-covered anchor. So it was back to looking at the ocean floor again. Another hour. The scenery was beautiful, but that wasn't what we were after. Then suddenly, there it was. What we were looking for. It had to be.
That's it, Mike. That's the plane.
Yeah, it looks like it. It's a tail assembly, anyway. Finding the rest of it, though, and the money might not be this easy.
Alone, no. But if you let me help, it'll be a cinch.
I'm gonna check this out alone first. It might be booby-trapped.
I anchored a buoy over the target area, then headed down toward the wreck. It wasn't booby-trapped, except by Father Neptune. He had planted some spiny sea urchins aboard. The rest of the wreckage was nowhere in sight. I was going to need help, lots of it, to find that counterfeit loot. Nancy was more than willing to join the search party. She belonged in the Secret Service. She found the first money box. It opened easily, too easily for anything underwater all this time, which meant the other salvagers had opened it first and removed a few samples.
I still don't understand why, Mike. Why didn't they take it all once they found it?
I have no idea. Unless they had to clear out all of a sudden. And when they came back, they couldn't find the wreck.
Well, it's lucky for us they quit.
Looks like they're back on the job again.
I think they wrecked our compressor.
Yeah, I guess they figured they'd put us out of business once we let them back to the wreck.
Are we out of business?
I don't know. I think I can fix it. It's more important that I fix them.
Oh.
Now look at them. They might have glasses.
You think that's where they came from?
Yeah. And I'm gonna invite them back.
What
ahead.
are you? Go ahead with what?
Do some pasting.
If our mystery guests did come back, we'd be waiting for them. Not on board, of course. 20 feet below our cruiser instead, where we could spot anything coming alongside. We didn't have to wait very long.
Come on aboard.
Well, at least you got one of them.
Yeah. He'll tell us what we want to know. If he doesn't tell us, he'll tell Commissioner Mendes. Come on, you.
We were so sure we had it made that Nancy went to cable the good news, in code, to her partner, Vince Rica.
Rest assured, my friends, we shall catch the other conspirator also. So, even though you found no dolphins, you did find a treasure.
Only a part of it. I'm sorry that we misled you, Senor Mendez.
Ah, in a good cause. Perhaps it may benefit the poor fishermen of San Carlos.
Oh, I'm afraid not. The treasure happens to be counterfeit.
You're joking.
No, you see, the money was manufactured by the Nazis. Nobody knew it, of course, not even their paymaster here.
Senor, do we have your permission to continue our work?
How long will it take?
Oh, the wreck is scattered over a wide area. I'd say, a week or more, maybe.
These next few days usually are the best in the year for our fishermen.
Oh, well, we wouldn't want your fishermen to suffer without compensation.
Oh, no, Senor Nelson. Already you have been too generous. No, please.
Well, is there anything else we can do?
I don't think so. Oh, wait. There is a brisk market, I am told, for unusual war documents. You may find some such curiosities in the wreckage. If so, the proceeds might bring great benefits.
To the emergency fund.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know if we'll find anything like that down there, but...
But if you do, you will make them available, huh?
Oh, certainly. We want to do everything that we can to help the fund.
Thank you, Senor. Senorita.
The next morning, we went down to work again. To speed up the search, we split our forces once more. Perhaps it was a woman's intuition. Once again, she found something before I did. What I found wasn't a money box this time, but a dispatch case encrusted with coral. Nancy was all for taking it topside right away, but I vetoed that one, because our first job was finding counterfeit 10 spots. So I stashed the dispatch case for a later pickup. Nancy seemed to want to surface in a hurry. Nancy? You bushed?
Yeah.
Now, let's take this off here, huh? You sit down.
I'm all right, Mike. Just give me a few minutes rest.
Okay. By that time, I'll be up again.
With the dispatch case, please.
Yeah, personal favor to you. Matter of fact, I was kind of curious about that case myself. Apparently, there were others who were curious about that case, too. With my hands free, I decided to meet these troublemakers head on. As soon as his spear missed, one of them beat a fast retreat. That gave me better odds with the other fella. recognized my prisoner. I had arrested him the day before. What was going on?
Nancy! Hey, Nancy! Nancy, where are you?
In here, Senor Nelson. She's my prisoner. I will take the dispatch case, please.
So you were the Nazi paymaster of San Carlos, huh?
An outrageous slander. Now put down the case. Glorious day, Senor Nelson. Truly. A pity it is your last as a free man.
Yeah, it's funny. I thought you were my prisoner.
Until we reach the harbor.
Yeah. And the harbor police take over.
You forget, Senor. The harbor police are under my command. Buenos dias, compañeros. Arrest this man. And his woman also.
Si, Senor Commissioner. On what charge?
Conspiracy, assault. I will present particulars another time. And for the moment, take the rope off my wrist.
Would you like to hear my side of this?
Have you lost your senses? I gave you an order.
He follows mine, Senor. Presidente Blanco himself authorized me to arrest you.
On what charge?
Treason. The particulars will be presented later when the American agent arrives from Washington.
His name wouldn't be Rica by any chance.
It is. You uncovered evidence linking Senor Mendez to the Nazis during the war.
Lies! Slander!
Not according to what's in this case. Every paper is countersigned by a man named Hitler, including his instructions to his paymaster here, Senor Arturo Mendez. Yeah.
Come, Senor.
Good work. What do you say, woman? Shall we go down and get the rest of that money before Vince gets here?
What's your hurry?
I want to get this job over with. I'm on my vacation, remember? Hello there. I'm Lloyd Bridges. Skin diving is fun and adventure for young and old, but it can be dangerous. So know the sport well and don't take any chances. Be with you next week for another exciting sea hunt.
I'm Mike Nelson. My usual work is underwater, freelance diving. But I'm also a flotilla commander in the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary. One of my flotilla members, Dan Hurley, had a full-time weekday job as Captain Hurley in the United States Navy, commanding officer of this missile base. That's how I landed there, to watch the test shot of a missile from the inside of a control room.
30 seconds till we fire it off. We've got TV cameras set up covering every important phase of the rocket's flight. Closed system over 100 miles long.
Oh, I'm impressed.
Yes, so am I. This is the biggest thing in the world today. What we learn here will take us out to the stars.
10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fire!
As the rocket enters the field of each TV camera, we can observe it in different stages of flight. Now the key stage, the moment of simulated interception.
What is it?
I don't know. The network's gone dead. Don't give me any of that, Bilge Maxwell. I don't care. Just get that network back in shape.
Dan, it's working.
Fine thing. All we missed was the interception point, the reason for the whole shoot. Out of 7 test shots in the last month, 2 have blacked out at the crucial point.
Mechanical trouble?
I don't know. If I did, I'd probably be an admiral. Berman, what in the name of Davy Jones' long gray beard are you doing here?
Hiya, Captain.
Mike Nelson, Berman. This is Carl Berman, known as Curiosity.
Hi. I'm your repairman.
Oh, no.
Something loose here. I wonder. Wow. Guess I found out.
Well, get away from that panel. Stop sticking your nose into trouble and start thinking.
Dan, have you thought about tracking that cable?
100 miles underwater?
Why not? Trace it visually with an underwater TV, and then if something bears investigation, make a dive.
Well, I need an engineer that can dive. I don't know where I can find anybody.
Expert skin diver, top-notch engineer. Modest, too.
Oh, no.
Well, why, Captain?
Do you know of anyone else with these qualifications?
No, I don't. You're the one that would have to work with him. You willing to take a chance?
Once he made his mind up, Dan Hurley was a man in a hurry. In less than an hour, we were on our way. My boat is equipped with underwater TV, so that was no problem. The Navy was flying in frogmen and diving equipment for a full-scale operation, but it'd take time. Meanwhile, we might get lucky.
Mike, I got it.
I'm gonna go down and take a look. You keep it right here, huh?
We We spotted it almost immediately, and I made the first dive. Berman would follow me via the TV camera.
I found a possibility. Get on your scuba. When Berman started to work, he was efficient and expert. I felt a lot better about Curiosity Berman, seeing him in action at his profession. What do you think, Curiosity?
Nothing. Just a little corrosion. We'll mark the spot and a repair crew could fix it. Couldn't cause the blackouts.
Well, we'll track it for a while on the camera. You want to take over the wheel?
Okay, Mike.
For the next hour, I tracked the cable visually, using the TV camera. Then my eyes seemed to be tiring. The cable was getting harder to follow.
It's sure getting murky down there. Can't see a thing, including that cable.
Well, let me have a look.
How'd you ever manage to keep in one piece this long?
Well, Mike, Hey, Mike, I know what it is. The cable's laid real deep here. We can overpass it. We can overpass this section and pick it up when it rises into shallow water. About 4 miles from here.
The chart could be wrong. Have a look at it first. Throw over a hook, huh?
Yeah.
Berman spotted it on the surface before I did underwater. A tiny island about 20 degrees off our starboard bow. The cable dropped into a submarine valley. I could feel the pressure increasing. I could see about 20 feet ahead. But then ahead, it rose again. And right there, I saw something that the charts hadn't mentioned. Another cable spliced in. A cable that led off into the underwater dimness. A cable that wasn't supposed to exist. The cable headed through a series of gullies toward a cave. Inside the cave, I discovered a blowhole, and the cable curved up to the surface. I broke the surface and got the shock of my life. The cable ran into another cave, a dry one, and connected to enough equipment to fill a laboratory. I didn't know what it was, but I did know one thing. It didn't belong here, hooked into a U.S. government top-secret TV network.
What is it? Well, what'd you see?
There's a cave down there.
A cave?
Yeah. It has a control station inside it.
Oh, but Mike, that's...
It's impossible, I know, but it's there. Enough electronic equipment to open up a store.
Oh, boy. An absolute mystery. Can I go with you this time, Mike, huh?
Okay, get on your scuba.
It was a bigger puzzle at second glance. A complex electronic installation where the chart showed nothing at all. Curiosity lived up to his nickname. He went right for it, but I stopped him. This was a mystery, and mysteries can be dangerous.
Let's give it a test first. This cave was rigged by somebody, and I don't think it was the Boy Scouts. Stand back.
With the aid of a government technician, I've been checking an underwater TV network, and I found a hidden spy station guarded by a booby trap.
Yeah. See? One on this side, one over there. See if I can trip it. I think I got it. Wait a minute. Stand back. It's okay.
It's safe, Mike. It's safe. Okay, give. Mike, it's a spy station. Do you know what all that equipment does? It's beautifully laid out. A1 engineering.
Don't mind the trophies. What's its function? You say it's a spy station. What's it spying on?
On the entire TV network we use for tracking rockets. It's got a remote control right there. You just activate it, you take over the TV screens, and you make a record of them on videotape.
cuts in. That's what blanks out the screens back at the base.
Exactly. An electronics espionage agent making a record of our rocket flights. And tape right in here. Let me see. Yeah, this is the manual override. Just flip this. And you black out every TV screen on the circuit.
Never mind that. Let's get this reel out of here right now.
Why?
Don't you realize as soon as that reel is full, somebody will be here to pick it up?
Nobody could swim all the way in here, and anyone in a ship would be detected.
What about a submarine?
Oh, my gosh.
Get to work.
Let's see. Saturation, current amplifier output. Let's have deactivated. Get this reel out. There it is. One complete record of a top secret rocket flight.
That's great. All we have to do is get it back to the base. Come on. Found that the race wasn't over, not by a long, deadly shot. The submarine was not one of ours, and it was between us and our boat. An armed frogman guarded from the submarine. He wasn't alone. 3 more frogmen followed him. We hid out behind some rocks. They didn't see us. They were headed for the cave to pick up the reel of tape that wasn't there. Discovered that the tape was missing, they rushed back into the water. They must have seen my boat on their way in and realized that we couldn't be far away. The leader of the frogmen surfaced beside my boat and started aboard to search it. We were outnumbered and desperately in need of help. I signaled Berman to stay put. I had an idea, if I could get back to the equipment. I tossed a couple of rocks through to make sure that the booby trap was deactivated. If I could find that manual override now, I could cut into the television network with a series of visual dots and dashes. I was praying that someone was watching those screens.
Captain? I think this thing's gone bluey again.
Well, turn it off. Call engineering.
Funny, though, this is something new.
I couldn't know whether I'd gotten through, or if my message had been understood. I reactivated the booby trap. The enemy frogmen were desperate now, too. They headed back to the cave. That did it. Now they knew that we were still close by. Furious, they headed back to search again. The group leader swam right past us. He'd never have seen us if Curiosity Berman's curiosity hadn't gotten the better of him. Curiosity was badly wounded, but I had no time to help him. The frogman was on top of me now. I finally ripped his hose loose and put him out of business. But his two followers caught a glimpse of what was going on. In a moment, I was swimming for my life. The signal from the sub called them back. What it meant, I didn't know. I raced back to Berman. I had to get him to the surface regardless of what was waiting for us up there. When we hit the surface, I found out why the sub was making tracks. My message had gotten through, and the Navy had the situation well in hand.
Hey! Curiosity, boy! Looks like we got through to him. Hey, Mike! Where's the tank? It's hidden down below. We'll pick it up later. Maybe we ought to go down for it, huh? You want to go down now with a spear sticking in you? Well, I'm just a little curious. Oh, brother.
Hi, I'm Lloyd Bridges, inviting you to join us for another action-packed story of underwater adventure 1 week from today.
I was working off Nassau in the Bahamas. This was pirate territory, but I wasn't looking for sunken gold. I'd been hired to do a submarine geological survey, searching for rare elements, using the TV camera on my boat. But I found myself looking at something more startling. Trouble. Her foot seemed to be jammed, and she handled the pry bar like a baby learning to use a spoon. But when I broke her free, she started to fight me. I was afraid she was suffering from oxygen starvation. I pulled her up to the surface.
You let go of me. Push it. Stop pushing me.
I've never tried so hard in my life to save somebody. What's the matter with you anyway? Maybe next time you'll try the buddy system, huh?
Are you finished, mister?
Mr. Nelson. Mike Nelson.
I wasn't in trouble.
You weren't in trouble.
I was trying to pry free a geological sample that's taken me a week to find.
Hey, what's up?
This is Mr. Nelson. He's just cost us 7 days hard work.
"5 minutes conversation, and the gal was still furious at me.
I guess all I can do is apologize. I could have sworn that you
I
were...
could swear too, but I'm trying to control myself.
Sis, the guy just saved your life.
I suppose so. Oh, look, I apologize too. I'm just not a very good diver. I might have been in real trouble. You couldn't know. I'm Terry King. This is my brother, Jeff.
All right, Jeff. Harry. Why don't you stick around for a while?
All right.
Here, give you a hand. Maybe I can do more than apologize. Maybe I can retrieve that ore sample of yours. I got all the necessary equipment. That was a pegmatite formation that you were working on down there, wasn't it?
How did you know that? Nelson. You're the diver who's running the geological survey for the Briggs Foundation.
How'd you know that?
I applied to them for a research grant and got turned down. I'm a gemologist. When they refused, Jeff and I worked up our own scratch expedition. We're looking for jade.
Jade? From this part of the world?
I know. There isn't supposed to be any around here. That's what the Briggs people said. Jeff, get the statue. It's a jade statue. I bought it at a market in Nassau about a month ago. It was carved right here in the Bahamas.
Does the foundation know about this?
Yes, I told them. They were very polite, but they wanted to see evidence. That's why Jeff and I are diving. I had the jade analyzed. Calcium deposit shows it was underwater for a long time. I think it's an underwater vein.
You do? That's why we figure nobody ever looked for jade around here before.
It's good quality. We haven't found any yet either because we're both amateur divers. Now, if we had some help from an expert diver, one with a background in submarine geology.
I got the message, and it interested me. If there were natural jade in this area, its discovery would be of great scientific value. Terry and Jeff offered me an equal share in anything that we found. And I figured that I owed her a favor. I agreed. We combined forces and laid out our search scientifically. The first thing to do was to locate the source of the jade statue. We began in the Nassau Straw Market. The Straw Market is an institution in Nassau and a center for gossip. At first, the only answer that I got was no. But ultimately, I picked up a couple of names. One, an island, Little Thatch Key. The other, a man, Thomas F. Sherrington. My search took me to the native fishing dock, the salty madhouse. I asked the same questions and got the same answers, until a fish peddler came through with a set of directions. The last boat down the line, that's where I'd find Thomas F. Sherrington. I thanked him for the information, refused the fish, and headed for the mystery man.
Anybody home?
Yes?
Mr. Sherrington?
Yeah.
Mike Nelson's my name.
Welcome aboard.
I talk to you?
Yes, have a seat.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me. What's your problem, old boy?
Well, it has to do with this jade statue.
Jade, eh?
Native jade, recently carved. It was found on one of these islands, Little Thatch Key.
You don't say. Remarkable swimmers and divers, these types. Never know what they're going to come up with. Come up with all kinds of things.
Oh, you hurt yourself?
Oh, no, that's black leather.
Now, what I want to find out is just exactly where that native jade came from.
Good heavens, old man, what on earth for?
Well, for one reason, there's not supposed to be any native jade in this part of the world.
Oh, just a fluke, you know. Doubt whether you'll ever find any more from there.
Well, for some reason or other, I was told that you might be able to help me, but apparently you don't know anything about this jade business, huh? Well, nice meeting, Mr. Sherrington.
Nelson, are you, going to Little Thatch Key?
Right now.
Good old American get up and go, eh? But you will need a guide, old boy.
Oh?
And you shall have one.
Oh, I will, huh?
Here, I'll guide you.
You?
Yes, my dear fellow. I've been living on Little Thatch Cave for some 20 years or more. But let's not go into that now. No time to waste, you know. We'll get going right away. Shall we?
We started immediately on my boat. That afternoon, we began searching off Little Thatch Key. With a TV camera, we covered many times the area that a single diver might survey.
We have the area all staked out. Somewhere in there.
Then, 2 days later, the first of a series of unlucky accidents hit us. I had found a promising formation and collected a bucket load of samples. I tried to send them up. The catch on the line gave and dumped the results of a solid morning's work. That same afternoon, it got much more serious. I was with Terry when suddenly I wasn't getting any air. I hauled my air hose around and it was torn, almost in two. Luckily, Terry caught on quickly. We both shared our air supply and headed for the surface. A new air hose, and I dove again immediately. We had found promising formations earlier, and I was getting a touch of jade fever. Suddenly, I was looking straight at a massive chunk of what seemed to be jadeite, an extrusion in a low reef.
Hey, what gives?
You look like you ran into a mermaid.
Well, it's a mermaid, several hundred pounds of rich, beautiful, dark green, smooth jade.
Several hundred pounds.
I want to see this myself. You could be wrong.
Well, you're all invited.
I began driving star nails around the jade chunk as pegs for explosives. And as I worked, I came to one conclusion. When I had reported the discovery, Sherrington looked as though he had swallowed a live octopus. It was he who figured out as the man behind our run of accidents. I was looking forward to a cozy talk with Thomas F. Sherrington. My air was low when I finished, but we were on the last lap. I was feeling the reaction. I wanted something hot to eat and a good night's sleep. But when I reached the surface, my boat had vanished. I couldn't understand it, but one thing was all too clear. It was late afternoon. I was 12 miles from land, in shark-infested waters. This last accident was a death sentence. I found myself adrift, miles from land, my boat gone. But there had already been too many suspicious accidents. This time, I had taken precautions. I had worn an emergency belt with a signal packet containing smoke bombs. I was in a mood to use an axe on somebody, and I thought I knew just who.
Mike, you're all right, thank heavens.
I just realized what happened to me. We must have drifted a couple of miles away from you, Mike.
Yes, most fortunate that you were rescued, old man.
Save it, Sherrington.
I beg your pardon.
First the basket, then the air hose, and now this. But this one adds up to attempted murder.
Oh, you're babbling nonsense, old man. If you'll excuse me, we'll talk about this when you regain control.
I've got control of myself. If I didn't have, I'd throw you overboard. Now, you tell me. Why?
I deny your allegations, sir, and I demand to be let off this boat.
I'll let you off. I'll throw you.
No.
Give you some of your own medicine.
I haven't mastered the art of swimming.
Well, you either swim or talk.
I can't swim, I tell you.
Well, then talk.
Let me try to explain.
Okay.
Well, I admit I did have a hand in some of your minor difficulties.
Minor?
Well, it was meant merely as an inconvenience, nothing more.
Oh, what about this last inconvenience? When you left me to drown.
I had nothing to do with that. Nothing.
Who did? That didn't work, so you tried murder.
You see, these people on the island are my friends. I deal with the outside world for them. Nothing more.
Your friends. When they discovered Jade, friendship went overboard.
I don't want the Jade. I don't even want its existence now.
Oh, you don't, huh?
Nelson, I've lived on Little Thatch Cave for a long time. These islanders are unspoiled, untouched by the outside world. They know neither greed nor avarice. And I don't want them to know.
It's a very pretty story. But what about attempted murder?
I know nothing of that. Nothing.
Okay, we'll let it ride for a while.
I knew you were a just man, Mr. Nelson.
Yeah, if I were a just man, I'd throw you overboard.
The next morning, I set the explosive charges. But as I worked, I kept thinking about sharing them. The man sounded sincere, but I knew better than to trust him.
Well, we're all set. Now, where'd I put that plunger? Here it is. Hold this, will you? Steady it. Are you ready?
Looks like she went off all right. You think it did any good?
I think we jarred that Jade a little, yeah.
There it was, thrown clear by the blast, and in perfect condition. I figured the weight at several hundred pounds. The rest was simple. After I managed to roll the Jade into the net, we closed it into a mesh. Now we could just pull it behind the boat, all the way into Nassau. The net was fast. The slack was out of the line. She was ready to roll. Then I heard the engine of my boat starting up. Something had gone wrong. What, I didn't know. But if I didn't get to the boat fast, I'd be marooned. I had one chance, and one chance only. For the first time in a while, I began to think, to wonder just what had happened, and who it was up there who was trying to kill me. Killing me was secondary. The jade was the main item, and I controlled the jade. It worked beautifully. I knew that someone would have to come down after the jade, and I was waiting. I was expecting Sherrington, but there were two divers. I recognized Terry, then Jeff, and it hit me like a hammer. It was they who wanted the jade badly enough to kill for it. Jeff King was big and tough, but he was no expert underwater. Terry didn't wait for the final score. She swam for the boat. She was idling when I grabbed the end of the trailing line and wrapped it around the boat's propeller. Terry did the rest for me. As the propeller spun, it jammed itself and stopped the boat dead. I'll take that. What am I going to do with you?
If I may broach a suggestion, I'd be only too happy to contribute to the cause.
Turn around.
Please, may I? Put your hands up there, young lady.
No use at all. We'll have to use someone on her brother Jeff when we pick him up.
Oh, I'm sure we have enough left to go round. You know, Nelson, this puts you in the most fortunate position of being the only one able to get at the jade.
I guess that's right.
Are you going back after it?
Sherrington, you can't prevent change. The world is going to move in on your little island sooner or later.
Yes, I suppose it is.
Would a delay, say, of a few months give you time to prepare your people?
I told you once before, if you remember, that I thought you were a just man. I was right.
I'll be back next week at the same time with another sea hunt story. Plan to be with us again, huh?